Hi guys, my name is Jason Wampler. This is another episode of the Rocket Minute. I'm going to go ahead and stand up because I want to demonstrate some things to you. These rockets I'm building, this is a sport rocket. It's not complete yet. It doesn't have a nose cone, and it doesn't have recovery anchor spools and a shock cords and a parachute yet. It doesn't have a motor retention system either. I gotta clean this up. But this rocket's called Nito Burrito. I like this rocket. It took me. I've been building rockets since the year 2000. I'm 54 years old. I was 30 years old when I started, and I've been doing it for 24 years. And I just wanted to share some features of this rocket with you that's for sale on eBay. This is a removable motor housing. It's suitable for a 24 millimeter housing, motor housing, which I have to install as well, along with the motor retention system. So the rocket's not complete. It'll be for sale on eBay for a discounted price. However, the longer it's being listed on eBay, the more of an opportunity I'm going to have to complete the rocket. So if you want it in its completed form, you'll have less to do to get it to where you can fly. And I would recommend an Aerotech F27 24 millimeter motor, which is a slot burner motor, for its first flight. If you wait, if I don't get any buyers, or the longer it takes to sell on eBay, the more work I'm going to do on it. However, I'm going to be upgrading the pictures as I'm doing more work on it. It still needs some parts. It needs launch logs as well. I may even paint it. If that's the case, however, the price starting bid on eBay is going to go up, and it's probably going to increase by about 100% if I finish it. So if in this form, it's starting at $14. However, if I get it finished, it'll be listed starting bid at 30 to 45, maybe even $50. But I just want to share it with you. It's a three-finned rocket. It's called the Nito Burrito. That's a cute name, I think. This next rocket, this fella has an interesting story. Um, I don't know what the hell to call this rocket, but it's interesting. It's all good up. It's a thin-walled PVC. It's a slotted fins. Um, the motor housing. Um, I'm not sure what to do with it because I don't even think it'll house 18 millimeter motors. So I'm probably going to end up retrofitting the motor housing. It'll just unscrew and pull off. But it's got four fins, two deltas, two clip deltas, straight swept, as you can see, and it's got these square fins. This guy here, it doesn't need a nose cone. This is the upper half of the rocket. Now this is an abbreviated nose cone. I'm going to redo the nose cone. Obviously, I'm going to put a recovery spool in it, forward shock cord recovery spool. In this section, I may or may not include it with a parachute, but if I do, like I said, then the price this is going to go up. Like the last rocket I showed you, it's listed on eBay for sale, incomplete experimental rocket at a discounted price. However, like I said, if I finish it, now obviously the pictures are quality improved. It'll have more appeal, but it's going to cost a lot more money. If I put more effort into finishing this rocket, putting a paint job with some graphics on it, and to make it ready to fly, well, then obviously it's going to cost more than what it's being listed for on eBay right now. So it depends on what you want. If you want something that you can work on and customize yourself and get it at a discounted price, and you're that type of rocketeer, more power to you. If you want to wait until it's finished and you just want something you can buy off the internet, you spend a little bit more money, you get it shipped, and it's ready to fly, and that's your thing. Well, that's a good thing too, and I'll get more money for it. But of course, I'll have to work more on it. I have to wait longer for it to sell on eBay. This next rocket is going to be difficult for me to display because it's a sounding rocket. It's it's not a sport rocket. It's a sounding rocket. This rocket is it has several features, several parts, and several features. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the forward payload slash um, slash nose cone assembly. I don't even know what you need to call this. Everything is an untested experimental design. However, I've been building rockets, as mentioned previously, for the last 24 years. This is so far the most successful design I've come up with structurally. I've also been designing and building solid fuel rocket motors. This rocket I like because it's a culmination of research and development over the last 7 years, concentrating on rockets with ABS tube construction. Well, let's start with the first part of this rocket. This is the nose cone. It has a compression nose cone. I have to even up the sleeves on this one because it's not sitting in the frame correctly. Um, so I have to even up this base here, or I have to make another one. It's kind of cockeyed. It's wobbly gone. It has a plastic tray that I have to do some machining on and clean that up. This is a secondary tray. The these are available for tertiary trays or secondary trays as well. This area here is supposed to house things like accelerometer, barometer, altimeter, hydrometer, possibly even what do you call it, telemetry for visual, so you can look up or look down or look sideways as the rocket is launching off the ground. Real-time telemetry, this rocket will have those capabilities as well. Again, this is a sounding rocket. It's meant for meteorological research. It's meant for land surveillance. One thing I don't think sounding rockets have been marketed to, because sounding rockets are widely used by NASA. I don't know if they're used by NOAA or not. NOAA, National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Institute, they mostly use satellites, but I'm going to market to them. I am a government contractor, um, and I'll market to NASA as well. But some other people that might want to consider this sounding rocket are land developers who want to survey land, who don't want to pay somebody $10,000 to $12,000 an hour to operate a helicopter to visually survey land. These rockets, I can launch 5 rockets at a time, 1 in the center and 4 on the side, to get complete 3D mapping and side and bottom and top mapping of an area that a developer would like to develop, along with the USGS report or local geological or environmental impact report. Give the land developer everything they need to know about developing land or real estate, for property, for houses or commercial buildings or whatever. The difference between me and doing this traditionally with a helicopter or drones, drones can do the job too. The rockets, the launches are between $1,500 to $5,000 per launch, but they pretty much cover about a 100 to 250. They cover 150 square miles up to 2,000 square miles, depending on the altitude. They're only done once. It's a one-time cost of between $1,500 to $5,000 versus 25 to 30 or $100,000 hiring a helicopter for 5 hours. Helicopters are ridiculously expensive. I really don't like the concept of helicopters to begin with. They're unsafe. They're an impractical idea. So I'm competing with them. So between them and tapping into NOAA, I'm competing against helicopters, or I'm competing against satellites, and I'm competing against helicopters. So those are 2 markets I'm tapping into as well. I'm just talking about market. Let me share more features of this rocket with you. This rocket has a unique feature. What you get with this rocket, in addition to the upper fuselage assembly, you get the lower fuselage assembly that accepts um, 2 different removable uh, motor bases. And I just want to talk about this motor base. This is my pride and joy. This would house 4 I-220s. That would be around 880 nms of total impulse, or K880, or actually an L880, which would get this rocket to about roughly 15,000 feet of altitude, which is more than enough for land surveillance. This is my fancy pants 4-motor modular launch base. It has MPT threads, and this will be reinforced with an iron rod in the front. And of course, it screws into an MPT female receptor in the back, a tapered base, and of course, this comes with a recovery base, parachute. It can house the deployment electronics here, or you can house the deployment electronics And here in this upper base, if you add 2 more trays, of course the black box, GPS, and all the electronics in the main electronics bay in the upper part of the fuselage, and of course the recovery two recovery cords go through these eye hooks, of course with parachutes. This rocket is listed as is. Buy it now for $1,500 on eBay. However, that price is going to go up depending on how long it takes to sell, because as I'm waiting for this rocket to sell, I'm going to keep working on it. Possibly I'm going to throw a finish job on it and include some basic electronics. May or may not, depending on my finances, include something called RCHEI ignition system, which stands for remote control head end ignition, which we'll talk about more later. I don't have a working demonstration of that, so I'm not going to try and talk about or show it. This is the second booster base. However, this booster base is largely unfinished. I have to probably vacuum bag it and reinforce it with fiberglass, and I have to do lateral transition reinforcements along here, kind of like the SRBs on the space shuttle. But this would be 2K700s. This would be good enough to house 2K700 motors. But again, I have to vacuum bag this. It's raw construction tube that looks like about 3/8 of an inch thick wall. So it's heavy enough to handle a K700 motor, actually 2K700 motors, with openings at the top, of course, to pass through for the ignitions for RCHEI ignition system. I am going to recommend my RCHEI ignition system for this. This is your second option as a booster base for the same rocket that I'm selling on eBay, as is, unfinished, somewhat experimental, for $1,500. That's a buy it now price. Now, okay, so I set all this down, but I want to show you something. I decided on the third option. This is a single M1400 motor housing, a little under 98 millimeters, but because of the length and because of the design of the core, because I've designed solid fuel rocket motors, um, you would I would be able to make something that puts out about 1400 Newton NMs of force. That's pressure times burn time, that is equals NMs. This has an MPT head end thread. It's going to be reinforced with a steel sleeve, of course. This reinforcement of this part goes all the way back about roughly 7 inches. It's reinforced by heavy-duty plastic polystyrene bulkheads. It's been I used iron metal reinforced epoxy at the top. This housing is going to be vacuum bagged, fiberglass, and it's going to be finished. However, again, you buy it as is for $1,500. If I finish this sounding rocket and I include the RCHEI ignition system, black box, GPS, neon smoke tracking system, and like a basic accelerometer, and I even decide, and of course I vacuum bag these craft paper motor boost tubes. I put a finish on it, straighten out the nose cone. The sounding rocket is going to sell for significantly more than $1,500. Buy it now, and I will find a buyer for this. So you're probably looking at around roughly $25,000 on up if I finish this rocket, which would be in a couple months if it doesn't sell for $1,500 as is on my eBay site. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but considering the amount of effort that I put into this rocket up to this point, I do think that price is fair. Okay, so here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a working demonstration of what this rocket looks like, the 3 different booster bases. And I'm going to put this booster base, I'll put that there. Okay, we're going to assemble this here. Okay, so you're kind of getting an idea. I almost have to turn the camera sideways to give you an idea how ridiculously large this is. Because of its size, I may or may not include fins with this, but again, it is available on my eBay seller site for $1,500 as is, all 3 booster bases included. It's a novel design. It's untested. However, I have 24 years experience building and successfully launching experimental rockets. I'm going to step back for perspective so you can see exactly how big this is. I will be putting fins on this. Actually, to be honest with you, even before I sell it, I will at least be putting some type of launch lug system on it. I will be putting guidance fins on it, and of course, I will be finishing uh, the craft tube, the single and dual motor booster options. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is it. This is its size, and this is how it stands, a single motor option. Okay, so I'm good. Okay, yeah, I got some people goofing around here. It is Los Angeles. People act kind of strange. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna do the second option, which is, uh, and again, these guys are so thick. I may not vacuum bag them. That's 3/8 inch wall thickness craft tube, and this stuff is pretty tough. But then again, I might just reinforce it just a little bit. We'll see. Let me screw this base in. Leave this base screwed in. This is the second option, and I'm going to back up so you guys can see this. And I want to get this done too because um, I want to improve the listing pictures on eBay that they're just really bad because I had to do this last night at a parking lot in a popular home improvement center in the dark in the rain. So it's like, you know, I've got to do these things when I've got light. This is the 2-engine option. These are K7. This will house K700s. Total impulse of 1400. Still, I get you that M 1400 range with the single motor we just showed you. But this is it. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm kind of blind, but this is how tall the rocket is. And of course, I will put a finish on these tubes. I will put guidance fins on the rocket, and some other basics, basic ignition system or RCI HE ignition system, maybe. But again, however long I have to wait to sell this rocket, I'm going to keep working on it and finishing it. The price is going to, the starting bid on eBay is going to go up. So the more finished the rocket becomes, the more expensive it becomes. If you're rocket engineers, developers yourself, you might want to just buy it in raw form for $1,500. To me, that's a deal considering the cost of labor and the amount of effort and materials. But I did, before I put everything away, I want to show you the third option, which is the shall I say, the least powerful option, but also the best looking one. And this one base serves for 2 motors. And like I said, I started off showing you this one. This is the glamorous motor base. This actually would convert this rocket to something that you could launch at Balls, which is an event that's held in Black Rock, Nevada every year. Big dangerous rocket ships, LDRS. There's also Plaster Blaster, was sponsored by Andy Werner. I don't know how Andy's doing these days. I've not kept touch. This is the third option, and again, all of this is available on eBay. $1,500. Buy it now. You get these 3 different booster bases. Now, like I said, the longer you wait, the more I'm going to work on these rockets, all 3 of them, to get them in the finished form, ready to fly. The price is going to go up exponentially. And if I get this rocket finished, I probably won't be accepting bids. I won't be accepting, if I get this rocket finished with all 3 booster bases finished, ready to install motors, basic electronics, recovery system, and parachutes, the finished paint job, and the fins, and the reinforcements, and everything, I probably will not be accepting bids less than $5,000. 7,500 might be the starting bid, and I may offer a buy it now for around $25,000. Sounding rockets are not cheap, and they are expensive. There's a tremendous amount of labor that goes in. Plus my 24 years experience as an aerospace engineer and designer working on experimental rockets. I want to get paid for my time. I think I'm worth it. This is the third option. This is the best looking option, or at least in its rawest form. We almost wouldn't have to paint the rocket if you wanted it to look like this. I'm hoping you can see this. I can hear me. That's the total overall length, probably about 10, 11 feet tall. So that's pretty much that. Um, I do not want to take the time to shoot a TikTok video because I need to revise the pictures on my eBay website, or not eBay, my eBay selling site, Waco Rockets, Jason Wampler. Actually, yeah, my eBay selling site. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm selling these 3 rockets. And again, um, um, I don't know what else to say. So this is kind of a commercial effort. I I'm thinking the instructional videos will work kind of okay, but I'm not getting the hits. I'm not getting the traffic I want. I don't know if YouTube is kind of grown stale or what. TikTok seems to be the hot thing these days. I'm not sure what's happening with Facebook. Facebook is looks like it's getting a little antiquated, and so is those other websites I can't think of right now. But that's pretty much that. So I need to beat the sun before the sun goes down so I can update the pictures on my eBay website for all 3 rockets. This rocket right now available with 3 different, with the two different shelves on. Well, actually, the 2 shelves and the 3 different booster bases available. Buy it now, $1,500 on eBay. Jason Wampler, I'm the seller. I've been building rockets for about 24 years, and it's in a raw form. It's raw, experimental, unfinished. You're going to need do a lot of work to it. $1,500 is the deal, and believe me, considering the high price of anything in aerospace. Actually, I'm going to leave this attached. So that's pretty much that. I'm going to go ahead. My goodness. Everything always happens at the wrong time. Nature calls. Your girlfriend calls. Everybody's calling. Um, I wanted to discuss a few things that I'm a little upset about. And I'm going to use this opportunity to vent. Um, you know, um, I, I'm just going to go ahead and say that Lowe's Home Improvement Center, the one on Hawthorne and 120th Street. Last night I was, getting a TikTok account set up, and I noticed, I heard the guys all. It was at 10:30 at night. It was in the rain. I was in my vehicle, the lights on, my headlight on, and I was just, just doing general office work. It's just, Weka is a small business that I run. Like I said, it's my business. I'm a business owner. I'm a government contractor. And I noticed they were filming me on their phone. They're all kind of standing around in a semicircle, and they were keeping their distance. They weren't trying to chide me or anything. But you know what, folks? What I don't like being treated like, I don't like being treated like a terrorist, or so like a homeless drug addict or whatever. I'm none of those things. I'm an aerospace engineer and designer. I'm trying to break into a VTOL aircraft, a hybrid powered aircraft where the aircraft has a small motor, drives this large generator and electric motors for propulsion systems. And I've been building experimental rockets for 24 years. My rockets are meant to be sounding rockets or rockets for pleasure and fun. That has nothing to do with anything weaponized. I don't do business with the military. I'd like to do business with NASA and NOAA, and of course land developers, so I can break into those markets. But I don't like being treated like a drug addict, a homeless, or a terrorist, especially by those fine folks, the gentlemen of a certain race that have that machismo, that for whatever reason they think that if they don't understand you, they think you're the enemy, and they treat you like a terrorist. So the guys were filming me on their phone. I guess they're reporting back to their bosses, and of course I'm going to call into Lowe's customer service tomorrow and file a complaint. And here's the reason why. I frequent Lowe's probably about 5 to 10 times a week, buying little things here and there. I buy stuff for launch control systems, electronics projects, to fix my tools, to fix my new compressor that I purchased for $45 off of Craigslist, and of course to build the sounding rocket. And of course I'm building experimental sounding rockets. I'm building sport rockets, and it's funny. People are hot and cold, and the funny thing is that people start out being enthusiastic about what you're doing, and all of a sudden they turn on you. What makes me upset is at Lowe's, they think they're doing the right thing by reporting suspicious activity. And what they don't realize is the suspicious activity is being carried out by somebody who conducts a lot of business with them. I'm a regular customer of Lowe's. I can go to another Lowe's. I can go to Crown Ace Hardware. I can go to Home Depot. I can go to McFadden Hardware in Anaheim. I can go to McFadden Hardware in in Santa Ana. I can also go to McMaster Car Online. I can go to Granger. I can get the same stuff, a little bit more expensive, but a lot better quality. I can actually get aerospace grade quality materials, comprehensive, everything I need at McMaster Car. I don't need to shop at Lowe's. Now I go to Lowe's in a good faith. They're convenient, they're friendly, they're knowledgeable, they have what I need. But you know what? It wouldn't be the end of the world if they kicked me out of the store. So if they don't want my business, that's fine. I'll go elsewhere. There are other options. But what I don't understand is people like that who are petulant piss ants, who are they're worker bees, they're worker ants. They're not business owners like I am. They don't understand that if you chase the customer away, you're going to have less business. That's not what the owners of Lowe's want. And I want to make sure that I talk to somebody at Lowe's in customer service when I file a complaint with them tomorrow, that I talk to somebody who does care about customer service. You don't chase customers away by treating them like criminals. And that's what Lowe's on the corner of what is it? What do they call corner of 120th Street and another say. Oh boy, I cannot think of that street right now. Crenshaw. They're on the corner of Crenshaw and 120th, right adjacent, right next door to the Hawthorne Airport and SpaceX. I'm not in competition with Elon Musk. Elon Musk has no interest in solid fuel propulsion. He has no interest in sounding rockets. He wants to do the big stuff. More power to him. I'm a little guy. I want to do the little stuff, and I stick to solid propulsion. I am not Elon Musk competition. But some people who are so petty, they think about the rules, but they don't think long term. They don't see the whole picture, and they don't think about the commercial aspect of keeping the customer happy. They think about their comfort levels, about picking on people, high school mentality. They want to ostracize people who are different, and they want to chase people away. So my message to you guys is if you want to chase me away, that's fine. But I'm going to file a big old complaint. And if I feel like it, I'll write a letter to corporate and Lowe's. I'll name you guys by name too. So Lowe's can deal with you according to what they think is best for them and for their business. You chase away customers, you chase away money. You got to get that through your head. Anyway, I just had to vent that. I did leave a TikTok video last night, about 10 minutes, talking about the same thing. I'm going to let these guys have it. And I'm going to go in there, I'll cruise in there. I'll confront the manager and I'll tell him, look, what's this all about? Who or what do you think I am? Okay, and why can't you confront me directly? And why are you carrying out these prejudices? And do you have any idea of the concept of what it's like to run a business? You're a manager, but do you understand that customers come in, they spend money, and they make money for the business, the people you work for, people that sign your paychecks. So anyway, I've gone off about this enough. We're at 28 minutes and 35 seconds. This video has been long enough. My name is Jason Wampler. This has been another episode of the Rocket Minute. So check out the 3 rockets that are for sale that I'm selling on eBay. Check out my TikTok videos. And that's pretty much that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll talk to you guys later. We're going to leave another video next week, same time, same place. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.